This month we start an extended series of columns on the topic of the importance of and techniques for measuring voice quality on next-gen networks. This topic has become one of the industry's most discussed and debated, due to the number of lives that it touches. All of us make phone calls, and the accelerating build-out of packet-switched voice networks. A recent online forum on voice quality was held on ComWeb, www.comweb.com, which presented some interesting points of view from its participants. One of the most thought-provoking was the following post, slightly edited with cities and names changed. We are a small next-gen CLEC located in New York and New Jersey who just recently completed a 100% migration of our customer base to a VoIP network over T1 bandwidth. This network replaced end-user POTS lines for customers that used from 6 to 60 lines each. Our customers love the T1 bandwidth and additional services available for internet access. The migration was completed in 6 months and reduced our costs to provide service by over 60% while at the same time increasing our revenues, mostly due to increased service offerings. So the end result was what we expected, lower cost and higher revenues. However, the pain felt along the way was not anticipated. Our implementation was via XIS routers and switches and selected third-party VoIP gateway equipment. The gateway vendor did not provide us with any testing equipment that worked with their proprietary non-standards-based product, that is, no SIP, MGCP, or H.323 was used. After searching for over 3 months, we still had no way of testing quality of service. After 6 months we had lost approximately 20% of our customers that converted to the new next-gen network due to the poor voice queues, mainly fax and modem problems. We have since corrected the problems and are now converting new customers without problems. Among our lessons learned, make sure there is compatible test equipment that measures end-to-end call quality. Without it you'll be flying blind when trying to solve your queues problems. Real-world application of this technology does not work like it does in the lab. Our most critical lesson learned: customers will not sacrifice toll-quality voice. An experience from the trenches, this illustrates the importance of meeting minimum standards for voice network quality. In this case, Scott's customers let him know where their threshold of pain was. Losing customers is the ultimate painful feedback mechanism. It was also interesting to note his comment that fax and modem issues were at the top of the queues problem list. More on the reasons for this later in this series. Obvious conclusions: make sure you deploy standards-based equipment and have compatible queues monitoring tools available because problems will come up. Taken strictly from a phone calling perspective, the benefits touted today for VoIP and next-gen voice networks center on the cost savings for deploying and maintaining these new networks. There is less to sell to actual users who couldn't care less if their call is carried over digital packets or PSTN circuits. You place a call and expect to have a coherent, effortless conversation without glitches. This sets the quality performance bar fairly high and leaves little room for startup problems during next-gen network cutover. Whether you are a CLEC or an enterprise business, you have a very narrow window to get it right. So staging your network components and verifying performance before cutover is essential to next-gen network success. With this CLEC's experience freshly in mind, over the next several months I will develop a variety of topics that relate to measuring voice quality on next-gen networks. This subject can be broken down into 2 rough categories: testing the network and its components, and testing the terminating VoIP endpoints and gateway equipment. To only address one part of the equation is folly, to address both properly can be a challenge. One of the central themes in this series will be dealing with conditions in the real, next-gen world, not just bench testing the components singularly in a sterile lab, or trade show, environment. We are now well beyond the will VoIP make it stage. Starting next month, we'll get on with the business of getting the most out of VoIP,